Okay, Sean, off you go. Okay, guys. Good boys.
Stay to the right.
That's it. 1-all.
Well, they are two of the game's current heavyweights, aren't they, physically and metaphorically. And there's a heck of a noise inside the Keepmoat Stadium as well. Plenty of history shared by these two, but it is all about the here and now. Keeping your nerve on the second biggest stage in order to reach the most glamorous occasion of them all, a Challenge Cup final, just over a month away. Hull fans are here in huge numbers, Wigan fans less so. I think the travel across here has proved mightily difficult for a lot of them, but those who are here will be making plenty of noise, or at least they hope so. Sam Tompkins playing in his first Challenge Cup semi-final for a couple of years. Sean O'Loughlin is looking for yet another Challenge Cup final appearance. And what about Gareth Ellis and his side? A mixture of local talent, imported pedigree. They really have packed a punch this year in the Super League, and they, like Wigan and Warrington tomorrow, still potential treble winners this year. This is the way they're lining up. Wigan, first of all, new signing Frank Paul Nuasala and gun winger Josh Charnley both suspended. But Sulima Tortai in the second row returns from a layoff, and two of that Wigan backline have dads who played for Wigan at Wembley. Lewis Tierney, son of Jason Robinson, Oliver Gildart, son of Ian Gildart. So they hope to continue a little Wembley-Wigan tradition. Hull have gone with Samoan international Carlos Tuamabavi at standoff, and that is a terrific pack of forwards. Plenty to come off the bench as well, not the least of which Frank Pritchard, who not for nothing is known as Cranky Frank.
Waiting for them. Oh, no.
Lee Radford, homegrown, Hull boy, born and bred, proud coach of his hometown club. Ben Thaler, the referee here today, taking charge.
Right, stay on, guys. Okay, ready.
Well, you peer through the South Yorkshire skies, and with a little imagination you can just about see a glimpse of the Wembley sunshine. But this is going to be a torrid 80 minutes to negotiate before one of these two sides can book their place in the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup final. Brian Noble, John Keir alongside me. What are we expecting here?
Well, we expect a Hull FC team who are outstanding physically, with the big guys in the middle taking them forward, and they've got clever half-backs behind them who'll finish the sets well. But I'm also expecting a heck of a contest from the Wigan Warriors as well. They will be equally as physical and equally as determined.
Brian?
Yeah, I agree with everything John says there. You've got Houghton and you've got Shaw for this whole team on the back of any quick play the ball will exploit it. But that man there who's just kicked the ball, Mark Sneyd, has had an outstanding season with kicking the ball. And this whole team won't be frightened about pinning this Wigan team where they are now and trying to keep them there. But John's right, this red and white team, this cherry and white team is going to have a huge crack.
We're expecting, as Jamie Peacock was saying, face-to-face brutality before finally finesse can break out in this game. But we've seen some confident touches by Hull in that opening set. What about Wigan here as they try to bring it forward from deep inside their own half?
Well, we saw a great kick, didn't we, as well from Sneyd, and it's really bought them some land, some field position. And this is tackle 4, and they've just got out of their own 20 metres, the Warriors.
So Hull doing their work defensively. Flower trying to extricate his side from deep territory with his run, the Welsh international. Back to Matty Smith, who's behind the 40-metre mark. Tests the touchline, but Shaw will use his shins to collect safely. And here comes Michaels, the Australian, to return it just beyond the 25.
A lot of this game, Dave, and for our viewers watching, it will be about the back three of both teams, and that's two wingers and the fullback, and here goes Talanoa off his feet, just on that angle.
Well, terrific break from Fatuli Talanoa, and he's still going. He man through Tompkins, and he needed a chasing pack to get back and put him down. This is a great start by Hull. They really are looking confident early stages, as right it comes again. Towards Noah, who's held up 10 yards away. In at dummy half. It's taken here by Mano, and left it goes again. Ellis trying to urge himself through that Wigan defence, who are clinging on manfully here at the moment. Houghton goes right to Mavavi. Here comes Noah. The whole supporters in terrific voice just at the moment, as well they might be. Sneed will hang one up, Sargison's underneath it, and the long arms of his will collect it safely, and Wigan have it back again.
What a magnificent catch that was from Sargison, but what a break from Talanoa that was carried on by this Hull FC side. This is 110 miles per hour.
Sean Wayne, just like Lee Radford, a very famous and proud son of his particular town, Wigan born and bred. Good hands there. On that occasion from Lewis Tierney. And Wigan get a penalty to relieve a bit of the pressure as well.
Well, the old rules of rugby league still apply to this game there, so you won't want to be giving away too many penalties when you're in the ascendancy physically. So both teams will have another, and both teams will want to look after the ball as well.
Yeah, it was a real let-off there for the Wigan Warriors. They were under the pump this first 3.5 minutes. Really been hair them, scare them for the guys in cherry and white, and that's a pretty soft let-off. An ill-disciplined penalty really from Hull FC.
Over the top restart, and
Wait here.
they are two terrific packs, aren't they? They really are. Two of the best packs in the game at the moment. Trying to bring it forward, Wigan.
I love it, Woodsy, when the referee shouts movement. Because the last thing you want to do when you've been belted that hard is move.
Gildart cutting back inside again. Player, he's still only 19 years of age.
No.
In fact, it's Bateman, isn't it? I apologise. John Bateman, who came in, he's a fine young athlete as well. Out it comes towards Willie Isa.
Move! Hold it here, boys.
So they're creeping closer, but they're running through the tackles here. A couple of tackles to go. Tompkins down this line side with a lovely little kick here. Shaw has to do some work. That is a terrific kick from Sam Tompkins, because it has put Hull under pressure. Drop out underneath the sticks.
That's clever play, that really is. It all started with that penalty that gifted them a bit of field position. They asked questions during the set, and then it was a lovely dink along the floor. It's a greasy surface, and that just allowed them to just shepherd the full-back there, Shaw, over into the goal area for a repeat set. Clever play from the Warriors.
Yeah, great kick from Tompkins.
So here comes the drop, and all things being equal, Wigan should have possession back again. It's a little fiddly from Tierney's point of view, but again deals with it more than adequately. And Flower does the heavier weighted stuff down the middle again. Sutton. He's been playing a lot in the second row this year, hasn't he, Ryan Sutton, but very much up front today.
Yeah, I think Coach Wayne sees the victory in and around the middle there. He's got 4 big front rowers on the bench, so everybody can go for broke in every stint that they've got. He needs to manage his interchange real well.
This is Smith, who puts it back to O'Loughlin, and Williams just about keeping a hold of it, and his kick is overcooked. It's a little bit too much weight on that. Frustration from the coach.
Too many pre-match Weetabix there, or whatever energy bars and drinks they do, but just not the touch that we saw from the first hit from Tompkins. He was a little bit rushed because of the quality of his catch.
And again, Brian, because Tompkins has great kick, built field position and pressure, that's just let Hull off the hook, exactly as the penalty did earlier to the Wigan Warriors.
It's great though, isn't it? You can feel the pressure, can't you? Both teams, each kick matters so much.
They both have Wembley tradition, don't they? One of them wanted, one of them not wanted. Wigan 30 times finalists, 19 times Challenge Cup winners, which is a record. And Hull have had their moments in the sunshine, 3 times winners. The last of those under the man on my right-hand side, John Keir, in 2005, but that was in Cardiff, and Hull fans are already groaning and throwing things at the telly here. Never at Wembley. But is this going to be the year they rewrite that particular moment of history? We shall see. Sneed, that measured left foot into the corner, and again that is just a very intelligent kick.
Yeah, this is going to be so important, the end of sets for both teams. We've seen great examples with Tompkins And another equally fine kick from Sneed there. Just puts the ball into the corner and just challenges Wigan. If you're going to score, fellas, you've got 90 metres to do it.
Maybe something for our viewers as well, Woods, is that the whole team are littered with South Sea Islanders, Tongans, Samoans, and the high energy burners. They burn a lot of energy really quickly when they make breaks. And I think that game management side for Sneed will allow them to keep their powerful prowess.
So Williams on a feed, and out it comes at the back with Powell standing in that loose forwards position at the back of that pack. Tompkins, not too much going on to his right-hand side, so he has to take it in himself, and he's wrestled under control by those two Hull defenders. Bateman, just back from a club suspension, isn't he? He spent 8 weeks on the sidelines, John Bateman, because of a bit of internal disciplinary reasons. That ball's lost, and the referee says knocked on, so Hull get a victory here, a small victory, head and feet at the scrum.
Well, they're staring each other down, aren't they? That's basically it. They're saying you have to bring it out from your own line. Are you going to make the error? Well, Sargis has come up with the error, and that's given Hull really good field position. The first time, I believe, Hull will be starting with a set inside the Wigan half.
He was as tough as all boots as a player, wasn't he, Lee Radford? In fact, both coaches fit that mould, don't they? Tough as all boots when they were playing. Radford and Wayne. Sean Wayne, you wouldn't want to cross either of them, really. There's Watts, who's held up, can't get the ball away. He and Scott Taylor have had outstanding seasons in the front row for Hull this year. For Noah, he's got his initials, MF, gilded on his front teeth, solid gold MF on his front teeth. Here's Minicello.
This Wigan line speed is terrific in defence and putting the Hull ball players under pressure.
Timovavi.
I think it's 10 metres have made Brian in 4 tackles there. It's tremendous defence.
Houghton striding over Sean O'Loughlin to pick the ball, and Sneed offers it back in the middle again. A little flick away has kept it alive. So Jamie Shaw, who's fleet of foot, given half a chance and just tantalise that Wigan defence, but solid work by Flower. But here comes the sixth tackle, and they're running it, and Enam is going to be held up 9 yards short.
You'd be happy with that, Brian, wouldn't you? Just turning the ball over 8 metres from the opposition line. You had a look at them on the last tackle, putting the ball through the hands.
I think Wigan will take a lot of confidence as well about how they pressured the Hull attack there as well, which in essence enforced them to run the play on the last ball.
A couple of tackles gone through here by Wigan. As they look to bring it clear again.
Release!
It's Gareth Ellis who's got the player mic on into it today. Interesting to hear what he has to say during the game at full-time here today, and no doubt an extended version tomorrow during our coverage of the second semi-final. Warrington against Wakefield. That's a very good kick. It's Hull who get head and feed, only 10 metres from their own line.
An excellent kick, isn't it, from Matty Smith last time. Drills it to the corner, and interestingly, both teams walk into the scrum there, filling the lungs up. The lungs will be burning at this point in time, because this is when the emotion, the adrenaline that's carried you through this first 10 minutes just starts draining away that little bit.
It is a first rendition of Old Faithful we've heard so far tonight.
There's a great following, isn't there, from Hull FC.
Well, they're mad for it, aren't they? This competition in particular, they're in line for the treble. As we said earlier, as are Wigan and Warrington as it stands. But I think if you ask most Hull fans, if you could only win one, I think they're all to a man and woman and child say, a Wembley victory, please. And that's a penalty.
She's a cute cookie, this Houghton. He's got himself a pack this year. He's been able to exploit his offensive prowess all the time, his attacking prowess. Anytime anybody's half measured or half in position, he takes off here. Look at this. He picks out a couple of Wigan defenders, slow to retreat, and somebody not straight. So, thank you, sir. We'll have a penalty.
I think we've got to applaud for Nauer as well, haven't we, for the urgency on the floor to play that ball quickly.
Here's Ellis, sticking his head where it hurts and trying to push another yard or two forward. Houghton in at dummy half again. goes left, it's Watts who gets it away. It's Minicello on that left-hand side.
To Mumati!
He's got a fair step on him as well, hasn't he, Mark Minicello, when the mood grabs him. Tough customer to deal with. Here comes Yeaman.
3 movements! Hold it here, boys. Wait. Wait. No.
30 yards away. Sneed. Taylor straightening things up. Honest endeavour.
Back in now.
But matched
Play on.
equally by the defence of Wigan. Sneed again now. It's into the line to Mavavi, who juggles and just about gets a hold of it before he knocks on.
Back here, Sam. Don't go early, lads.
Last tackle coming up. 12.5 minutes played. Lifted high. Up to go the jumps and the leaps. It comes down to Shaw. It's still the last, so Shaw will put the kick towards that in-goal area. Bateman has it. Can he get out? No, he can't. Great effort again. Danny Houghton once more involved in that. Drop out underneath the sticks.
It's a tremendous play, isn't it, Houghton? It really is. The position he plays him and the energy that he invests. And he makes that kick there. It's a decent kick from Shaw, but it's Houghton's effort there in the chase that pens Bateman in the in-goal area. And that effort, right, has earned Hull FC another set of 6 tackles.
Well, Bateman stuck his fist in Shaw's face. He missed him, so Houghton had to get there, didn't he? He just went bam to John Bateman right in the mush of Jamie Shaw, who should have made the tackle, didn't make the tackle, and Houghton says, I'll help you out, son, I'll make it for you.
When that tackle happened, John Keir and Brian Noble looked at each other with smiles of 2 experienced coaches who've just seen something very, very good on a rugby league field. Mavavi. And here, winding himself up, comes Scott Taylor.
Tell you another thing, Dave, as well. I think Lewis Turney's going to have a busy night tonight. I think he's the preferred kick option for LFC rather than Manfredi.
Ellis. Danny Houghton in again. It's a tireless role that any dummy half has to play. You've always got to be there, or mostly be there. Minicello forward pass to him. So Wigan will get a much welcome head and feet at the scrum here.
I think that's a fair call. I think he got away with one, maybe 5 minutes ago he got away with one, so the timing on that left shift play there, just not quite right. It's Tui Mavavi, they clearly see he passes the ball forward.
Interesting choice there. I mean, how much of a quandary, there's Sean Wayne, but how much of a quandary would Lee Radford have been in that standoff position? Leon Price doesn't seem to be in favour at the moment, but loads of experience. And Jordan Abdul, the young player as well, who's fitted in, but Tuamavavi's the man he's gone with. So how much of a quandary is that, would you say?
Well, I think it's a big quandary. Every coach for every team selection, you want to make sure you get it right and you mull things over in your mind before you make that choice. But they're very, very confident in Tuamavavi. They feel he's a very skillful player, and they feel he's the standoff half for the future.
That's Isa who's put down as Wigan with a Lachlan begin to move it right, and Sargison, he's on his way at the end of the season, joins Gold Coast Titans in the NRL, does Dan Sargison. So we'll want to finish on a half. Penalty here for Wigan. Will take them with a kick inside their opponent's half.
Well, I think that was a lazy penalty, and on play 5 as well, so again for our viewers, back end of the set, you think they're going to kick. His arm slips off the ball, to be fair. I think he's trying to wrap the ball up, so maybe a bit of a tough call.
But there is as well, Brian, there's an element, 15 minutes gone now, there's just that element of fatigue that's creeping into some of these big fellas' techniques.
Here's Smith, O'Loughlin. So many facets to his game, isn't there? Sean O'Loughlin, that's just one of them, that hard running straight down the middle element that he gives, as well as a heck of a lot of skill as well. Sutton spinning forward.
To move Danny, back here, Mark, Jamie.
Powell, Williams, left foot step, but taken in by Gareth Ellis.
Well, all the guys in the pre-match build-up emphasised how good Williams was running, but not when you've got Gareth Ellis opposite you.
George tipped, don't run at him.
Flower goes down 10 metres out, Powell picks up, here comes Williams again, who's up to the line, and reaches. Has he got that down? I think he might have here, you know. Ben Thaler's having a look and gives the try. Well, full marks to George Williams. Stopped in no uncertain terms by Ellis the play before. and then the very next play, he finds a way through to score the opening try of the semi-final.
Brilliant try from George Williams. Tip to the bend, tip to the commentary team. If I'll run when I want to run, because I'm going to get over the line. He picked out Gareth Ellis this time. Is he going to pass? Is he going to run? That's the threat. And Ellis doesn't get there and grabs him by the legs because of his speed and his hip strength. Well played, George Williams. Threatens to pass. Every good halfback has to have the ability to run and be a threat with the ball. And he's done both there, and how does he please Sean Wayne?
Well, really, it's massive credit, isn't it? Because the last time he ran the ball, he got absolutely walloped. But did that with him 1 iota? No. And next time, as you rightly pointed out, Brian, ball in 2 hands, the doubt of the pass, and over he goes.
Well, that's got the Wigan fans off their seats and has just silenced the whole supporters for a moment. Matty Smith with a chance to add the 2 here. One of the many in this Wigan side who played in Wembley finals. He's gone one further than that. He won the Leinster Trophy in 2013, didn't he? Matty Smith against Hull.
Well, this could prove crucial, you know, Dave, the goal kicking, because Sneed's got a fantastic percentage kick rate, and Smith needs to nail these.
It's one of those betwixt and betweens here. Just that awkward angle. Matty Smith would back himself to kick this most times. Starts it aiming at the far post, curls it in. It's superbly struck, and Wigan lead here by 6 points to 0.
I'm really impressed with what the Wigan Warriors have done. But this is a great try. Carrying the ball at the line. The quick ruck didn't allow the whole defensive line to come forward and advancing, and all of a sudden it put the cards in George Williams' hands, and my word, he played them sensibly.
Well, he had Fanoa and Manu guessing that he might be passing, we've got to hang out, and Gareth Ellis couldn't quite make up on the inside to make the defensive play. So, as you say, John, really smart play from the half.
From dummy half goes Powell. Penalty for Wigan again.
Well, there's been a fair old storm that Wigan have weathered, and it looks like they've come through the other side, and they're just getting a few penalties now and building that pressure, and obviously they've turned the scoreboard.
Isa. The Isa slamming it in. 40 yards to go for Wigan. 40 yards to defend for Hull. 5 tackles remaining. Here comes Flower. He's dropped it cold, the referee says. This is an advantage play. And he'll wave play on from here. 6 tackles start from here. Jostling effort by Michaels, he's lost it. Big tackle, Wigan have it back. Bateman on that right-hand side.
Well,
he's lost it.
It's greasy out there, and they're whacking into each other at some intensity. Jamie Shaw got absolutely splattered by, I think it was Ben Flower in the middle. He dropped the ball. No advantage allegedly to Wigan, so they come back after the free play.
Well, there's Flower there, lost the ball, but it was backwards, so it was the knock on. And this one, wallop, it's Michaels, isn't it, off Flower, obviously trying to make up for atone for his error, and my word, he did, and he's won possession back for his team.
Very greasy out there, just for our viewers. It looked quite nice for a game of football, but the ground itself is extremely greasy.
This is Matty Smith, and read in defence by Yeaman, who came flying out. Might have lost a bit of pace in his mellowing years, shall we say, but he's not lost his ability to read those defensive moments. 2 tackles gone here. Wigan, though, encroaching further inside the whole half. It's a risky pass. Tompkins will collect. Now the risk switches the other way because Wigan in possession and moving it. Bateman takes the tackle.
He's a strong man, is Bateman.
20 away. Sargison searching down that right-hand side. Manfredi pushing them off and having a go. Closer and closer they get, and they're still going down that blind side. Hull's defence now hanging on. Last tackle in the set. Smith. The chasers are after it, but I think it was taken on the ground. taken on the ground by Liam Watts. That was a terrific diving catch.
There's some black jumpers out there that are blowing. Their energy levels are really low because of this system that Wigan have jumped into. They look comfortable, they look like they know what they're doing. They've got Hull rattled here.
Hull just looking to survive this set and get themselves downfield, I'm sure. Sigamanu. Taken on again, a stride or two by Green. On the field from the interchange bench. 6 tackle coming up, they're going to have to kick it here. Sneed looks for distance, but it's straight down the throat of Sam Tompkins. Now Tierney with a bit of a swivel of the hip, and down he goes. Let's hear from Robbie Hunter-Paul down on the touchline. Robbie, what are you thinking?
Well, I've just got to admire everything about Wigan at this point in time. They got the handover, they went straight into attack. They got to the back end, and they got a kick away, and then Hull FC turned the ball over to Hull FC. But what I liked about them, they went straight into defence. Their players got they barred up, they got right in the middle, and they got out of the blocks really, really quickly. And what was fantastic is they forced Hull FC with all the strike power that they have when they're carrying the ball to kick from the 30-metre line. It's very impressive, everything Wigan's doing at the moment.
Just having a chuckle there, not what Robbie was saying, but the fact that Ryan Sutton was trying to run with his shirt pulled over his eyes. Couldn't see what he was doing there.
It's the BFG.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
He doesn't know where he's going.
He's going in the right direction anyway.
Go that way. Using sound bites. Go that way.
And then he dropped it after all that. I'm not sure Sean Wayne's looking at that again with any humour.
Stay on, boys. Wait there, guys, please. Make sure you buy him properly, fellas. Okay, Matty, stay on. Heads in, Danny.
18 minutes of the first half remaining. 6-0 Wigan lead. Hull in possession, and you can see the territory in possession so far. Very heavily weighted in Wigan.
Well, Wigan dominating that, but the territory's even Stevens really. But that Hull will need 50% of possession, I believe, to win this game.
Ellis to Sneed, and here come the run of Minicello, who steps away from a couple of defenders. He takes some stopping, but he is stopped. 15 out. Sneed again, puts the left foot, dabbled kick through. Shaw was after it, taken very, very well
George
behind
Williams.
the line by Williams again.
That was tremendous, and that was a kick on the third tackle as well.
Oh, Sargison's dropped it. Well, he's shouting at his teammates. He might want to look round because Hull are attacking. Shaw. Push by Manu. What a gift this is for Hull FC in terms of possession and position. Taylor stoutly driving it forward. Danny Houghton stands and waits, and now collects and goes to his right, and Manu will try the bludgeoning route, but the door remains firmly shut. Houghton skipping it left. Sneed again to Mavavi. Trying to put the skates on, but again he was matched. It's another Hull penalty. They're occupying time on this Wigan line.
Yeah, well, they're getting some territory back now, aren't they? And they're camped on the Wigan line. This is a real test for the Warriors. A repeat set defending your own line.
The equation normally is penalty, try, isn't it? That's what we're told. Can Hull deliver on that? To Mavavi, stepping inside and then back out, and Shaw's not sure which way he's going. He decides to take his man on, but
Wigan's defence looks really well organised at the moment against this Hull threatening with their big people, and I can't help thinking that Sneed might be the answer here with maybe one of his kicks.
Wait, guys. Wait.
Danny Houghton is going to have to be patient here. What's he giving here? What's happened? What's happened?
Blood, I think, on
Chris Green has just got up and thrown the ball. I think he's taken a knock to the head here, I think.
Just let me just sort this out, guys.
I don't think he knows where he is quite.
Rob? Yeah.
This was the hit.
What's that one there?
Yeah.
Flower.
Just as he's going down, he's fallen into the arm, hasn't he, of Flower?
I think that was accidental. That was.
I agree.
no intent at all in that.
And did he think that the referee had given a penalty there, or was he just nonplussed?
I think he was nonplussed.
I think we
Well,
are.
he has given a penalty. Well, there's a way to win a penalty.
Yeah. I think it's up the replay to get it.
Just assume that you've been given a penalty, and the referee might agree with you.
Throw it to somebody. Oh, that's a penalty, sir. Oh, is it? Oh, look at the screen.
Your contact's fine.
Taking 2 points.
Right.
They're going for goal.
It's Ben on the head as he's going down. He's reviewed it. That's all right. I don't
Well, that's an interesting decision, is it, by Hull FC? But there's the penalty, and
well, there is contact with the head.
there is.
Both teams, yeah.
So that's the penalty. It's interesting, Brian, taking the 2 points. It is a gimme 2 points, and it will get the scoreboard ticking at long last for Hull FC, because the Wigan defences look pretty awesome. And I think that indicates that the black and white think it's going to be a very, very, very close game.
I agree with that sentiment, and I was tempted the penalty before, or the one before, thinking I'd maybe get the tins rolling and get 2 here, and reorganise and talk about we're in a game here, guys. We need to get our system going, because Wigan look more comfortable than we do at the moment.
So Mark Sneyd with his exaggerated kicking style, not quite as exaggerated as it sometimes is, but the roar of Sneyd from the Hull fans, which is a cry they've adopted this year as he keeps banging them over. 6 points to 2, Wigan lead, but Hull finally have their share of the party. 2 points on the board.
Yeah, it's interesting that though, because there was a sustained period of pressure there from Hull FC, and there might be a little glimmer in the Wigan hearts that think these guys don't think they can break us down.
There's the kick that just bounces a little awkward, but Tomovavi will take it in comfortably enough, and the way back is led in the first instance by Scott Taylor. And here comes Chris Green.
Taylor will want to do well, won't he, being an ex-Wigan player.
Played at Wembley, of course, for Wigan, but he said this week that playing at Wembley for Hull would be much, much sweeter. But of course he would say that, wouldn't he? But he is a Hull lad, isn't he? So it's his hometown club. Minicello's done really well to get that ball away when he looked to have been bundled up. Manu will ride the big chest beat of O'Loughlin, and he's done well as well. And for Noah, he's still going. Boy, they take some stopping, don't they? Eventually they go down. 40 yards further downfield than Wigan thought they should have done. Minicello down that left-hand side, Yeaman with a step back again. One tackle in the set to go. Hull 20 metres away. Sneyd again, familiar routine. High kick. Michaels. And Fanua knocking it back. Still the 6th tackle. Still the 6th tackle. Michaels runs it back to the middle. Sneyd thinks about kicking, then eventually he does. That's a delicate little chip over the top. That's a really good kick, and Tompkins has to be at his best to knock it away.
Well played, Mark Sneyd. That play was dead. Hull kept it alive, it was going everywhere, and it went to that man. It's been tracked down by Matty Smith, as we saw there, and he thinks, I'll stick this on the toe. It beats, clean ball, Sam Tompkins, and he very nearly gets there for the try, and Tompkins bats it out, or does he?
Premature, I think, is the word to describe that celebration from those Hull fans.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a skill there from Sneyd. To kick the ball with such a weighting as that when you're running at full speed, fair skill is that.
Well, there's a discussion going on here, because I think Sam Tompkins is trying to persuade the referee that it was Sneyd's touch that put it behind the dead ball line. Well, they're not going to the video ref. He does have the option of going to the video ref, but Ben Thaler is convinced his naked eye was accurate enough. Here comes Taylor.
Last one, motion! Here we are, boys.
Well,
John Douglas,
6 or 7 minutes have really been Hull's, haven't they? They've really cranked it up, and they've asked questions of this Wigan defence, but fair credit to the Cherry and Whites, they stood up to it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sneyd, dummies to Minicello, goes out now to Shaw. Shaw, the full-back, chiming in. Pulled down by Sargison. 9 steps away. Taylor. Ellis comes in on the angle and the step over the top of Tompkins, and his arms are long enough
Did he
to
get there?
reach for the line. Or are they? Because the referee is putting the square in the air. No try.
Grounded short.
Grounded short.
Check me to make sure that's correct.
Well,
Yes,
we're going to the video referee,
so we're checking
so
the
let's
grounding.
hear from our
If it's
video
no try,
referee,
it's tackle
Robert
4,
Hicks.
assuming he keeps hold. Okay. So we're at tackle 3, the next will be 4. We're checking the grounding, please. So first of all, got to make sure he keeps hold of the ball. Secondly, that he hits the line with the ball. The live decision is no try. So, based on that, that looks short. Looks like there's green in between that. Oh, I can't quite see. If you got one from the side, that might show a bit closer. Okay, so as slow as we can, please. It's in his hand, he's still in possession. Ellis is still in possession. And he's still got hold of the ball as it comes down. So he's still got his hold. But that looks like it's short to me. Short of the line there. Keep it rolling, please. Keep it going. It's then going backwards now. He moves it forward. But again, I can't prove that that's hit the line. Still looks short. Just keep it going to see what he actually does. No, he brings the ball back now. So yeah, one more please if we can. It looks short on all these so far. He's definitely got possession. That looks short. Oh, no. Can you take that one back? Can I have that one slowly, please? If we can go frame by frame. He initially doesn't ground the ball, it's grounded short, but he's allowed to project the ball as long as it stays in the hand. Right, that's definitely short there. Can't definitely see that on the line. That looks short. No, this one's the one I'll need, I think. If you can pause that, it's about 3 frames before that I think is where it actually may touch the line. I'm not convinced he's definitely touched, and the live decision is no try. So I've got to have sufficient evidence to prove it has touched the line. Okay. So. Right, that looks short. That looks short. Yeah, if that's all we've got, I'm going to go no try, tackle 4. I can't prove that that ball's actually touched the line. It will be tackle 4, Ben.
Well, millimetres. Well, poor old Robert Hicks, we keep throwing up some difficult video referees. Had one in the last round, didn't we, at Wigan?
I thought we were at Wimbledon then.
Shortness, bit of shortness, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, it really was.
Came off the boot of one of the defenders. No try, but it is still Hull in possession because they were short. Notable movement there. So they still have an attacking opportunity here. Sneed with a short pass, forward pass. And the referee's already blown as a forward pass, so he's not going to allow the free play.
Well, a bit of a damp finish from a lot of excitement, a brilliant ball, great break from Ellis, and the referee got it bang on, and quite by a mile for Kate Yeaman there. And
but Brian, you were all speaking beforehand about Sam Tompkins, the effect of the injury, but Matt, it hasn't affected his defensive work, has it? That was tremendous full-back defence, because Gareth Ellis coming at you full tilt, 5 metres from your line, you have to be brave and you have to be technically effective to make that tackle.
Absolutely bang on. And he nailed it, didn't he? Absolutely nailed it.
One move, Gareth!
There's Sargison, who's put down 15 from his own line as Wigan begin that tough task of getting as far downfield as they can.
Stand up!
Having survived a real spell of pressure. Having only survived by the width of a fingernail in the end. So I wonder what Leon Price, who's not playing here today, is thinking about all of this. He's down there, the whole man. He's with Damien Johnson.
Yes, Leon, you felt that was a try from Gareth Ellis.
Yeah, I think it looked like a try from where outside. Eventually, it looked like the ball maybe touched the line, but obviously the benefit of the doubt's gone against us.
How do you break down this formidable Wigan defence?
It's about patience, obviously, having a little bit of patience, a bit of field position. Listen, it's a Challenge Cup semi-final, so it's going to be tough. Wigan are a good team, so you just got to keep on grinding.
Thanks, Leon.
There's a surprise. Penalty for Hull.
They needed that penalty there.
Yeah.
They got back late. Talanoa thought the ball was going to run dead. It didn't. Off it goes, Danny
Houghton takes
Take
the quick
tap
touch,
yourself.
takes them all by surprise and gets another penalty for a high tackle.
Oh, and the small things do big games get won.
It's like he just played his joker there. It was like a double result, that, wasn't it?
Well, Sean will be very, very disappointed with his Wigan side there. They switched off, they turned the back on Houghton, but he was fully aware it was a controlled restart. The referee gave him the all clear to tap it and go, and he did. Got a penalty on the back of that, and they'll be starting this set, Dave, about 35-40 metres away from the Wigan line.
There you see the territory.
Oh.
It's gone some distance Hull's way, hasn't it?
It certainly has. And I'll tell you what, when you look at that territory and that possession, you've got to pat Wigan on the back for their defensive efforts.
I think they look really strong defensively, Wigan. I think it's going to be a kick play or one of those little enterprising players we saw Ellis go through the line. They're going to have to be real good here, Hull, to get over the line.
Jordan Thompson is on the field from the bench. That was him. Wages to be tackled. Houghton goes out from dummy half, and here comes Frank Pritchard, who's lost it forwards, the referee says. It came out forwards. It's another of those marginal decisions that sometimes go with you, sometimes go against you.
And he knocks on, it's the Wigan player, Mossop touches it, and Frank the Tank's got to do better than that for his team.
Good contact there, wasn't it, from Mossop? Good shoulder contact. Just underneath the ball. That's a couple of times, Brian, that they forced the header with that technique.
Yeah, it's greasy, and when you're carrying the ball, if you can hit underneath, as we like them to do, you're going to get your rewards in the day.
Lovely shoulder contact, and it was a knock on, you know, it came out of his hands and it went forward, hit him on the head before it came back. So good refereeing.
Sargentson.
One move! Back here.
And a penalty. Wigan. They will start 5 yards inside the whole half, leading as they do 6-2. 8 minutes of the half remaining. And whilst it remains tight, it's worth reminding that it's golden point extra time here tonight if it's all square after 80 minutes.
So move, Chris! Yeah, no.
It's Powell.
Don't let him get off.
Williams, Tompkins, stepping, tantalising, weaving, Mossop, ducking, but not dodging. Good hit by the whole defence again here. Powell. This is Matty Smith. Tortay on his inside. Dummies to Bateman, does Matty Smith. It's tackled by Pritchard. Bateman goes out of dummy half. Mossop. That's 5, here comes the last. Wigan right underneath the Hull sticks. A gale of abuse coming from the Hull fans as Williams throws a lovely pass. It's Tierney who finishes. It's a forward pass. Well, the pass from Williams deserved better than that, but it was the pass, the last pass to Tierney that was forward.
Wigan had done him. They'd absolutely done him. Somebody got a read wrong when the whole defence, he got up in numbers. I think it was Williams' change of pace again.
Yeah, the centre was looking inside, wasn't it? Yes.
Noah's missed him by a mile. Gosh, they got lucky there, Hull.
Yeah. But what a great last tackle play there from Williams. You know, we spoke about his running, getting the build-up, and the indication was he's improving his passing game. Well, he certainly illustrated that. That
smack around the melon that Gareth Ellis gave him earlier has really sparked his game up.
Wait.
Minicello. Shake off those defenders, but they're not to be shaken. Houghton. Going across, looking for a way through Thompson. Quick, they come again. There's a bit of space here for Michaels, and Shaw's on his inside. This is Shaw. Tompkins forward to make another very good tackle, but Hull have got momentum here and need to use it. Sneed has a look, skips, and then puts the kick. I'm not sure what that was, and I don't think his teammates know quite what that was, but at least Wigan are forced back 5 from their own line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, I'm going to give another rap to Sam Tompkins defensively. He pulled off that tackle around the legs there, and he was back for the kick. That's how much work he was doing off the ball, and it's those little things that win you semi-finals.
Busby. He's another who's recent arrival from the interchange bench, Dominic Busby. Bateman.
So far.
It's Busby again.
Crosby.
Crosby, sorry, I always call him Busby. It's because I do know somebody called Dominic Busby, and anyway, it is Crosby, I do apologise.
I'm looking at Woodsy there and I'm thinking, I'm going down the list going, Busby.
You were both looking at me.
When did he sneak in?
I thought they signed another player.
Apologies to Dominic Crosby. Hull bringing it forward.
Move the lead! There you go,
Houghton. Here's Timovavi. Doing well again here.
Move, George! Discipline, mate.
4.5 minutes of the half remaining. Manu's told to play the ball where he was. He's sneaked another couple of yards forward. Off the mark, Pritchard. Pass away, Thompson. There's the fifth. And here comes the sixth as Houghton throws it out left and Sneed spirals it high in the air. Tompkins with a take.
What a great catch. He's having a wow of a game, isn't he?
It really is. Defensively, he's playing outstandingly well.
Tierney, out of play. Good work by the whole defence.
Yeah.
Turning the screw.
Good work by the whole defence, but a bit of naivety by the youngster there. Tackle one, bringing it out from your own half. You don't go around the outside and give him the opportunity on a greasy surface to roll into touch.
Stay on the island, son. Stay on the island, son would be the advice. Greasy floor. We highlighted this in the pre-match build-up about what they're trying to do to get you somewhere near the sideline, this whole team.
Get these rook headers tidy, boys.
Big set this for both teams, Brian. Big set for Hull FC because they've had a fair amount of possession, fair amount of territory, and a big set for Wigan because if they can keep Hull FC triallers till half-time, it's a big feather in the cap.
Wait, will I tell you?
Chris Radlinski amongst the Wigan party, of course, sitting just in front of Sean Wayne. You have to be good to play in a Wembley final. You've got to be very good to have a Wembley final named after you. Chris Radlinski, of course, famous for the 2002 Radlinski final when he got off a sickbed and virtually won a game single-handedly against St Helens in Edinburgh. There he is. 2 years have passed since then, of course. Here's Thompson. 10 metres away from that Wigan line. It's Sneed. Going through the hands of Minicello is testing them again. Held up. Very, very close. Sneed. Timovavi dropping it back on the inside for Fanua. Wigan working very hard again. This is Houghton. Sneed pokes it through. Tierney's back to clear it away.
Absolutely fantastic defence once again from the Wigan Warriors. They're being tested, but they're working so hard, and the pressure that they are putting on Hull FC from the inside is tremendous. And that's how confident they are in their defensive structure, system and desire, that they'll just tap the ball out and say, you've got another set, but you've got to break this tremendous defence down.
And the sharp-eyed amongst you might have just seen Brian Noble walking behind Sean Wayne there. It's because he's on his way down to the sidelines for the half-time analysis. He's not pulling a sickie or anything. And I'm sure Sean Wayne wouldn't have noticed. Matty Smith's drop-kick clearance. Here's Thompson.
Good drop out as well, wasn't it, Dave?
Plenty of distance, wasn't it?
Plenty of distance, a good chase, and tackle one is 40 metres from the Wigan line. He's dropped that.
Yep, Stone cold. Towards the touch judge on the near side, Mr. Tony Martin, who's one of the most experienced touch judges in the game, who I think just confirmed what the referee was already thinking. Knocked on.
Yeah, it's just stone cold there. Trying to play the ball, you have to be ever so careful in conditions like this, and you might have to just take that extra bit of time just to ensure you bring the ball back into play legally. But unfortunately for Hull FC, Jordan Thompson didn't.
We'll do it. Wait there, mate.
And I'm certain Wigan will look after the ball for this set and possibly put it over the sideline.
I think it's a reflection of the level of fatigue from both sides. Is that, of course, if they pack the scrum, either side can stop the clock, but neither side have wanted to stop the clock. I'm just happy to see it carry on like this till half-time, I think.
Well, this has been a proper semi-final, Dave.
Terrific,
it really has. Low scoring, but my word, the quality of play has been exceptional. The quality of defence has been absolutely brilliant. And it's a true competition.
They have brought the best out of each other here. Mossop goes to Williams, who goes to Isa.
Move! Don't be coming up the hand on the ball. Wait here. Don't be
Powell. Tortai. Dummy and rip a hole.
Marcus!
Whole defence. Powell picks up again and goes to Smith. Smith has got Tompkins out there, who's forced into a quick pass. And it goes to ground. This is danger here because it's picked up by Hull. Well, there were men in the way, so he couldn't go the distance. But there's a chance here, although there's only 15 seconds left to play.
Stand up!
This will be the last play of the half, you'd fancy. Thompson just thudding it forward again. Can he get to his feet and release this ball? I don't think he's going to be able to. No. The hooter sounds, the referee has a look and says play ends there. At the end of an enthralling first half, George Williams the only try scorer, and what a try. Smith with a goal, Sneed with a goal, Gareth Ellis having one ruled out, and Damien Johnson is down on the sidelines with Sean O'Loughlin.
Sean O'Loughlin, the Wigan captain, pretty happy with that first half performance, ever so tight.
Yeah, very tight. I think similar performance from both sides, D'd up pretty well, but just a few errors, turning over the ball in good field position, so we've not chucked all at each other yet.
Frustrated not to be further ahead, given that chance for Tierney when it was disallowed.
Yeah, I couldn't really see what happened from the sideline, but yeah, if we keep getting the ball in kind of positions, we feel like we'll get more chances like that.
Thanks, Sean. Kirk Yeaman, the Hull centre's with me as well. Kirk, what do you have to do in the second half to get back into this game?
Slow the walk down a bit. It's a bit fast at the minute. Ourselves support control, keep on the ball, and we'll give ourselves a chance.
Tremendous defensive effort from Wigan, tough to break down.
Yeah, definitely. I think both defences have been pretty solid, so we'll see what happens in the second half.
Thanks, Kirk.
Well, interesting re-entry from both sides of this second half. Hull fairly bounced out, didn't they? Danny Houghton leading them out, and they were ready and waiting for a minute or so before Wigan not sauntered, but looked a little more relaxed as they came out. Determination from the black and whites, assuredness from those in cherry and white. That's the body language that seemed to be suggested as we get underway in this second half. Just 4 points in it. Wigan 6, Hull 2. Floodlit Rugby League on BBC 2. Back to the Future, John Kieran. It's a cracking cup tie.
It's an outstanding semi-final, it really is, and the outcome, the prize at the end of it really is showing in the determination and drive of the players. I would have suggested to the Hull FC players to use a little more inside plays, because in these greasy conditions you can sometimes wrong foot players that little bit easy. So I thought John Wilkin call at half-time to play a little more through was perhaps the way forward rather than trying to go around, especially in these conditions.
And that was Dominic Crosby who made that run. Apologies again to the Crosby family for calling him Busby. Somebody's actually tweeted me a cartoon of the old, but remember the BT Busby from all those years ago? Somebody tweeted one of those at half-time. It was Crosby, not Busby. Hull have the ball for the first time in this second period. Mahev Fanua. He put his head down and tried to take it forward, and Tomavavi down that right-hand side. Houghton. Here's Pritchard. And you hear what the two coaches have had to say at half-time in just a moment, but let's see this out here from Hull. Their first set with ball in hand. Pritchard puts it back. Sneed looking for the corner. Tompkins collects it close to his own line, runs it back. There's a little support out there, but he's going to take the tackle 15 metres away from his own line. So Damien Johnson, what has been said from the two teams at half-time?
Well, Lee Radford, the Hull coach, has said that patience is the key. He's told his players that they've had good ball in the first half. They've executed well in their own half, but they must be more clinical near the Wigan line. As for Sean Wayne, the Wigan coach, where we've got the ball, we've got to keep up the pressure. Hull will come at us in the second half. We've shown good defence in the first half. We must keep that up in the second, respect the ball and respect what Hull are going to throw at us.
In this second half, Hull are attacking their own end, if you like. That's where their supporters are amassed. Wigan are attacking their end. Does that actually make it? I mean, the coaches before the game were telling us, oh, our fans can cheer us home, and I think all four coaches have said that. But does it actually make a difference, Evan?
No, you've got to cross the goal line at the far end. That's the top and bottom if you're going to score a try. It can lift you generally, no doubt about that, but I don't think it matters which way you're going to play. And you're going to play one half one way, one half the other.
There's no snapshotting going out there, Udsy.
Here's Bateman. Thanks, fellas. Bateman's put down 10 metres away and gets a penalty because too much messing on from Liam Watts. John Keir suggesting that he'd go for 2 points here.
I think it's a tough call myself. I'd like to see it again.
He's going for 2, Matty Smith.
And that's the sensible thing to do. Take it again to the full one score. Bit of a flop, yep. Liam Watts.
If he's done it for the flop, I agree, but...
And then straddling him, that's just, again, it's ill discipline, isn't it? And in a vital area of the field, and at a vital time, straight after half-time.
Minimal flop and a straddle. It's not often you hear those words in the same sentence.
Minimal flop and a straddle. That's a novel, isn't it?
Be interesting reading. Matty Smith should have this nailed. This to take the lead to 6 points, a try and a goal. And those rather flashy turquoise boots as Matty Smith strolls forward and puts it over, and Wigan lead now by 8 points to 2. So first blow, minimal blow of this second half goes Wigan's way. They lead by 8 points to 2.
They'll be very happy with that from that, will Wigan? Because 4 minutes into the half, they've stretched it to the full 6 points. And it's all start again.
Sneed's kick. Toltai leads the challenge back again. Hull's defence, more than a match. Battle 1-1 in this set of 6. Sargison looking left. There goes Manfredi.
They've kept Manfredi very quiet though, because they've kicked away from him, Brian, haven't they? It's been very much downturn his wing. And Manfredi's been out of the game, in all honesty.
I don't know whether it's strategy or not, but
Williams trying to slice past.
I'll just pause briefly there to see what Williams was going to do with the ball there. Yeah, great point that you made, John. I think Tierney's the preferred option for a kicker. They feel he's a less threat than Manfredi, and the fallout of that is what Tierney hasn't got, Tompkins has got.
Matty Smith's kick doesn't travel far, so Hull back in possession, and not unreasonable position. 12 yards or so away from the halfway line, so a chance to build a bit of pressure here. Climb their way back inside the Wigan half. Houghton, Minicello.
He's got good feet for a big man, hasn't
he? Dig, isn't he?
Great footwork.
It's so difficult to line him up for a good defensive shot, and because of that footwork and that urgency to bring the ball back into play, he's won a penalty, and this is going to be a real important set, because the kick from Sneed will go into the corner. It's a great start for this set of 6 for Hull FC.
Looking to square things up with a try and a goal here, Hull. But they've been in similar positions so often before and failed to get over the line. What changes here, if anything? Sneed's quick hands, Yeaman. There's 4 Wigan defenders coming across. So he takes the tackle. There's a Hull player injured. I think it's Sneed who's down injured at the moment. This is Watts, whose pass is untidy, but he gets away with it. Manu with a handoff, and then the charge. That's tackle 3. Houghton, Sneed still being treated. Houghton goes right. Shaw's an option inside for Timovavi if he can get him. Now he can, with the offload. Shaw skips away from Mossop. Runs away from Crosby, gets the pass inside for Ellis. Ellis, that's a great offload. Pritchard with a risky pass that comes off. Manu gets it away. Look at this, look at that. Stevie Michaels into the corner. They gamble, they twist it, and they have hit Pontoon. Right in the corner, Stevie Michaels. Hull FC with some thrilling hands.
What a fantastic try. And it all came about with that penalty that Minicello won, and that bought the field position. And they did what was suggested, played through, they went back on the inside balls with lots of support, and that's what got them. But also this penalty, there's Minicello, working so hard to bring the ball back in, wins the penalty, and then although they're up, off it goes, the offload, it's a bit of broken play, but then it's a little bit of an inside ball, and there's been an overchase, they've switched off a little on the left-hand side of Wigan, and that's when they almost get through, but it still needed finishing, and it is so by Michaels right in the corner.
Great hands from Hull. Speculative right from the start with Timovavi here. Shaw's nowhere to go, so he runs across the line. Who can I give it to? Dumps it off to Gaz Ellis. Tracks Tautai, he gets rid of it. Frank the Tank, just a speculator. Goes to Sika Manu for Noah. Michaels in the corner, great try.
And the Hull fans finding their voice. Stevie Michaels having a party.
He'll be having 2 if he scores another. I'll tell you, that was a great try, wasn't it? And I think that's an indication. I think this half's going to be a little bit looser, Brian, because the element of fatigue will start kicking in.
Yeah, and you'd have to think that the athletic individual prowess amongst the Timovavis and the Fanoas and the Minicellos and the Ellises may just prove the balance, but I've been mightily impressed with Wigan. I think their systems, with all these kids in there, are really bringing the fruit home.
So Mark Sneed, who's kicking the first half, by the way, took his Hull FC tally to 400 points in this his 53rd game with a much difficult kick, but my word, he rattles that home. I think most of us try that kicking style, we end up flat on our faces, but he just keeps getting them in.
That was a great kick. Intense pressure, semi-final, what a lovely try this is. You've got to admire the skill in very greasy conditions to nail that try. And there's the celebration. At last, we've done it. At last, we've broken this defence down. And Sneed simply compounds that by making a 6-pointer from the touchline.
8 points apiece. A timely reminder, golden point, extra time if necessary. But there are 31 big minutes before that happens. In fact, the last semi-final here, Leeds and Castleford, was a golden point extra time, wasn't it? Kevin Sinfield with a penalty very late on. When was that? 2013, was it? 2012?
It was a good semi anyway, and this is a good semi as well.
Sneed, Minicello with a footwork again, and bouncing off Sargison and still going and passes. And here comes Shaw, and Shaw darts into that little pocket that opened up ahead of him, but it closed. Snapshot just as quick. But Hull have got the mood here. Timovavi goes right. It's a bounce by Sika Manu, who's still going. Manu, boy, is he determined. Look at him clambering all over his back, and they only just pull him down eventually. Like Gulliver in a land of Lilliputians. Back it comes again to Sneed. Sneed now. Shaw with a grubber kick through, but Tompkins has missed it. Shaw, has he touched it down? There are about 8,000 in black and white behind the goal line who say try.
No try.
The referee on the field says no try. So let's hear from Robert Hicks, the video ref.
Okay, it's from a kick, so can we check the onside offset? Yes, please, it's from a kick. So, yeah, I got that, Clint, thank you.
Have you got that?
Okay, yeah, right, okay. So, Shaw's going to kick, and in front of him, that appears to be Ellis. Okay, we need to run that through on that angle, please, just to see. I just want to check that again if I can, just to check. Manu's in front of the ball. I want to see what Manu does, because he's ahead of the ball because of the break in play. So just that replay again, please, so that I can see what Manu does, who is ahead of the ball. So it's Ellis and Manu who are offside. I think Ellis stays outside the 10. Okay, so Ellis is in front of the ball, as is Manu. I think that is Manu. Just play it on from here, nice and slow, please. Right, so... No, it's now what happens here. Manu could be 10 metres from Sneed. There was no input on that, the line decision was onside. So, can I see it from behind the 6? Have you got anything from behind, just to see the width? So Manu, he stood still, he's not interfering. So, okay, I'm okay with the onside. Can I have a look at Shaw, sorry, the knock-on by Tompkins first, just to check it is definitely knock-on by Tompkins. I need to check that that is a knock-on, so it'd be a free play. Okay, so Tompkins hits his hands, goes down, that's a knock-on. So it's a knock-on by Tompkins, so we're on a free play. So can I now just check what happens with Shaw? That one from behind the sticks was a good angle, to be honest. So, okay, so, Shaw, I think that's just a collision by Tompkins, that's play on. So Shaw now has the ball, and then he loses it. So it's 2 knock-ons, it's going to be no try. First knock-on by Tompkins, scrum. Hull head and feed.
So no try, but Hull will get the ball back. Head and ball for Hull. So no try, but they have the second best outcome in that they get another set of 6 to rattle this Wigan line again.
They do, and it looks as if they've upped a gear the last 5 minutes, it really does. There's more force in the carries. They're asking some real questions when they're going back against the grain of the Wigan defence that's pressuring from the inside. You just feel there may well be another score on the immediate horizon for the black and whites.
Well, it's done Wigan a favour, hasn't it? All that checking and cross-checking, because they've got chance to get a bit of oxygen back in their lungs here.
It's not always the case, Dave. You sometimes relax and think we solved that, we didn't concede the try, and then they come up with the U-Butte play, and they're ready physically, but mentally they're not ready.
Well, let's see if Hull can come up with a U-Butte play then.
Well, there might be a short side play here, I'll tell you.
Say if they come up with a U-Butte play, it'll be on YouTube before the end of the night, won't it? Here they come, 6 to go from here. Having a go, Fanua is the first. That has been an increasingly common pattern, isn't it? Hull players captured but not stopped. And here's another big fellow, Watts, and he's again striding up the ground. Wigan defenders are having to work twice as hard to stop the Hull players from moving forward. Sneed puts it back, Shaw with a delayed pass, Yeeman couldn't quite roll around the defender. I'm afraid he did his job. Sneed again. Pritchard with the soft hands, they're going across the line. To Navavi, looking for an angle. Fanua, dragged down by the ankles again. Some really impressive Wigan defending at the moment. Williams it was on that last occasion. Pritchard again, battering forward.
Wow, they're asking some questions here, Hull.
All being answered. How much fuel have Wigan got left in the tank? Here comes the 6th. Manu gets the ball away. Are they going to go down with possession? Not if they can help it. Sneed again. Now he puts the kick to the corner. Manfredi's underneath, and it's a ball. He's dropped it. And it's scored by Fatuli Talanoa. solved, but he's dropped it, and Wigan's problems have just doubled if it's given. He says try on the field. He says try on the field, but we need another video referee here.
Need to give a try.
So Robert Hicks, have a look again.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So we're checking onside, offside. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, the winger toe. So we're just checking to see the winger, but we need to check from the kick. So if we can pause it on the foot, and then have a look to see if we can see anybody who's in front of the kicker. The live decision is a try. So Sneed has the ball, he's going to kick the ball. Kicks it. Everybody in the shop there looks to be onside. Can't quite see beyond that. Have we got anything that might show? Is that the widest? What back from behind the post? Does that show any other? Does anything show the winger? This is the winger we're looking at. Everyone else looks onside. We can't see the winger. The live decision's a try. He's not in shot there. Are they the only two angles we've got? Okay. I've got nothing that disproves it, so can I check the grounding now, please? Because that's just the end of the process. Okay. Right, he's onside. He's onside off that. The live decision was a try, so he is onside. So, just need to check the grounding, please. Off this Wigan man, picked up, grounded, try. Check this one as well. In his hands, try. There's the decision, it's a try.
The flow of the game is changing. It's all going black and white at the moment. Hull have the lead for the very first time.
And you have to say it's been about the pressure and the ball carrying of the individual prowess, and the off-leg game they've gone into Hull have been too much pressure for Wigan. They scrambled and they stressfully defended their own line, and then Sneed came up with a speculator that you'd expect Manfredi to take every day of the week, but he clean spills it, so they're pounding the line. They've got Fanoa and Talanoa, and it's Talanoa in the end that's the recipient of this spilled ball by Dominic Manfredi, and he won't get an easier one than that tonight, but that's all about the stress and pressure that Hull have been putting on Wigan.
And Brian, what part of a wingman's job is maintaining concentration when you are being overworked, and I think he just lacked that bit of concentration, Manfredi. He'd catch that 19 times out of 20, but he spilled it in the most important game of his life.
Well, that'll have cheered the kid up. Here's Sneed. 12-8 at the moment. Starts it left, drifts it in. The chant of Sneed goes up again. It's 8 for Wigan, it's 14 for Hull. It's for Tuli Talanoa, the man that his coach Lee Radford calls a front row winger. The big fella has touched down.
Well, if there's going to be one way this whole team is going to get over the line tonight, it's going to be with all of these supporters. There are only about loads of people in the stadium. They've got about, I have to say, about 2/3 of the stadium.
One, move, Sean! Wait here, guys.
Robbie might have been distracted there where the company was keeping.
Wait! Go.
Old Faithful rattles out again.
Well, the point is, Dave, about Manfredi, yes, it won't have cheered him up that, but true champions, you know, they come up and they can cope with that, and they come up with a big play after. And let's see if he can do that. But at the minute, Hull FC are just dominating proceedings. Wigan just need the ball. And you wonder, Brian, as well, how much energy that first half took out of the Wigan Warriors. It's such a great defensive effort.
Well, I just think it's more about what maybe Coach Radford said to his troops, because they look more energised, more vigorous in the ball carry. They're pumping their legs when they're in there. They watch the big man. And I just think Wigan just need to have a bit of patience, next 5 minutes, get themselves into the armors, get themselves into the rhythm, and they've got plenty in the tank left because they're young and they're athletic. It just might be a bit stressful now they've gone behind.
Two movements! Yeah. Play on, Joe. 3. Move!
So Wigan.
They need a big play, Dave, I'll tell you, the Warriors, just to turn this Hull FC tide.
Smith. Here's Bateman. Five gone. Here comes the last. Williams threatens to, well, he threatened to kick it, tried to run it, everyone had run past him, and the ball goes to ground. It's a handover.
That's a big defensive play from Hull. Williams has took them on there and boom! Hooch! That would have hurt him as well, but he's a tough kid. Last play, decided to run the ball, hasn't come off.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was the right decision there. I think it'd have been better perhaps putting it in the air to Talanoa and asking Manfredi to right the wrong.
Still 26 minutes, 25 minutes left in this game. It's a long way from being over. But it is Hull in the ascendancy at the moment.
It's just carries like that from Taylor, the ball carry, you know, the meters after contact is just taking a little bit of juice out of this Wigan team.
Yeaman. Kurt Yeaman, 32 years of age, 3 Challenge Cup finals with Hull FC. 16th season here, Kurt Yeaman.
Line here. Quick rooks, guys. Wait here. Go.
There's the kick from Sneed again. Tompkins underneath this. Bags it safely. Manfredi to his right. Here he is, Don Manfredi. Brushing away the first attempt by Minicello, but finding 2 more coming at him.
Wait here. Don't go early. Go. Look inside.
Sargison. He's got a strapped nose at the moment.
There's some tired Wigan bodies, you know, out there. You can tell it's taking them some time to regroup and get behind the ball after the kick.
Williams going left. Gildart going nowhere. Penalty though, penalty, cheap penalty for Hull to give away.
That is a cheap one as well. 5 plays and in the ascendancy, and this is a leg up for Wigan.
Well, it's on a knife edge, the tie, isn't it? You know, Hull in the ascendancy, but it's only a try and a goal, and it all changes again here.
I'm thinking golden point, me here.
Are you? You're thinking of the overtime, aren't you? Oh, we've got a bad injury here. We've got a bad injury because instantly the reaction on the field.
Let's just give space, guys.
It's for Noah, isn't it?
Concern from the coach, Lee Radford. Just puts his head in the wrong place there, doesn't he? Mahi Fanoa.
It's good to see. Good to see all the medics out there, isn't it, so quickly with the prompt attention, because I'm certain this will be a head injury assessment. No doubt about that. He got his head in the wrong side for the tackle, and he just seemed to knock the kid out. And
I have to give a rap to rugby league at the moment. My era growing up and your era, John, it was get on with it, son. And this is brilliant. The medical attention that the players that they get now.
And this is the right procedure. 15 minutes to assess them. And here's Williams there with try number 1, which gave Wigan the lead. And then that tremendous offload try. But he's kept the ball alive, and it ended up with Michaels crossing in the corner before Sneed put the ball up, and you'd say Manfredi would catch that 19 times out of 20. It's a stone cold drop, and Talanoa took advantage to put Hull FC 14 points to 8 up.
So a concern here for the Tongan, Mahi Fanoa. One of those who was new to the side this year, having arrived from Melbourne in the off-season. He's pulled his weight, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been very good. You see there, his technically, right shoulder hit, his head should have been the other side. And you can see with his arms that it looks like he'd been knocked out before it hit the ground.
Well, there's some movement there, which is always reassuring, of course, but they will not take any risks. They'll give him all the due medical care and attention. Less serious is the injury that Dan Sargentson is carrying at the moment. There's a fashion piece that John Wilkin, I think, first introduced back in the day.
A series about that guy, the Elephant Man, wasn't it?
Damien Johnson, what's going on there with his?
He's got a badly broken nose, Dan Sargentson. It's a nasty one, according to the doctor. He's manipulated it back into position to allow him to breathe a little bit more easily. But he's a hard man. He wants to stay out there. Look at that.
I said about our medical practices there, Woods, he's broke his snoz there and there's blood everywhere, but so proud that we're involved in a game where they just get on with it, don't they? Just get on with it. What do you think, JK?
The
great athletes.
Yeah, the players' psyche is tremendous, and sometimes you have to protect them from themselves. And I think that was one of the reasons this 15-minute concussion sort of assessment takes place, where they remove the player from the field of play, and the doctor's got 15 minutes to check that there's no problem. If that's the case, he can go back out there. If it's not the case, he's kept off the field for the rest of the game.
And we heard the well, just a quick reminder of what's happening tomorrow. Warrington against Wakefield tomorrow. We're on air at 2 o'clock, by the way. The other semi-final, this Ladbrokes Challenge Cup semi-final series. The Challenge Cup final on August 29th. And what about this fella? What about that fella in the stands? Billy Boston. One of the great wingers of all time. 1950s and 60s for Wigan.
Yes,
he was a tough one as well, wasn't he? With
he's a great player. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. He's been inducted into the Wales Rugby League Hall of Fame as well at a dinner last January. And there was himself and Gus Risman, the first two to be inducted.
Josh Charnley, not playing tonight because of suspension.
Carl Hall and his Doncaster team that play here would like an atmosphere like this every week, wouldn't it? How good would that be? And the things he's done for rugby league in here in this stadium, wow.
Let's have a look at those tackles here tonight. Danny Houghton, as you can see, there always leads the lines, doesn't he? Before tonight began, he'd pulled off 1,017 tackles in Super League. Leading tackler by a distance, but young Powell, Sam Powell, has more than matched him tonight.
Yeah, well, they've had a lot of work to do because possession has been in Hull's favour, territory's been in Hull's favour, and they've really had to work so hard defensively to just keep in this game.
Do you think this break takes the sting out of what Hull were doing, JK?
It could do, it could do. Yeah,
that he will not want to be
that's given them the lead, and very happy indeed. I think that gentleman and I think the crowd behind were a little impressed.
By the way, a big shout out. I know we get a lot of viewers across this country, but around the world as well, and I've been asked to give a big shout out to the Chicago Stockyarders Rugby League, who apparently are watching at the moment on Fox Soccer Plus. Not sure what time of the day it is in Chicago, beautiful city. But the North American scene is looking good at the moment, Brian Noble. You're involved in the Toronto side.
Yes, and
who are playing in English Rugby League next year.
Yeah, Toronto Wolfpack, a massive expansion for the game, and everybody's very enthusiastic out there. 2,000 or 3,000 season tickets sold already to watch our great game, and there is a 13-team comp in North America at the moment, and we should embrace that. And so to the brothers over in North America, we're on our way. You're going to see the greatest game of all, and played in the right way. It's absolutely got legs.
I had one, there's Leon Price. Will he be joining you next year?
No.
No, he's not one.
No. We're doing a 6-week trip around North America, trialling the overspills of, from the athletes that don't quite make the professional grade over there as part of a telly show. We're going to a couple of Greyhound buses, and we're going to Detroit, and we're going to Chicago and Boston and Ottawa and Montreal, and we're going to give some contracts out at the end of it, so we're really excited about that. I'm really excited about the talent that we might unearth. I hope somebody like him there on the screen can get us there.
And you've made one or two signings already. I had one Super League chairman telling me that he wanted to sign a certain player next year, was actually outbid by the Toronto Wolfpack. So you've got serious intentions.
Absolutely. I have to say that, you know, the board of directors and the CEO, as we see Fanoa being carried from the field here with a generous round of applause, are absolutely serious about making this a success and spreading the gospel that we believe of rugby league.
Great to see as well the Wigan fans there joining in with the Hull FC fans and applauding the efforts of Fanoa, which have been very, very good today. And it'll be interesting now, as you rightly say, it's been a long hold up, but rightly so. But how will both teams react now?
Just remind you before the break, Hull in the ascendancy, looking on top, leading as they still do, of course, by 14 points to 8. But Wigan now, there's a thumbs up from my Fanoa to tell the Hull fans, I'm okay, they're looking after me, and I'll be okay. Might not be coming back tonight, but I'm okay. So Wigan with 4 tackles still to go in this particular set. Joe Bretherton, the youngster, is on the field, the 20-year-old. He's a very recent involvement. Tompkins now, looking to open things up with that running style of his. O'Loughlin puts the kick to the in-goal area. It's just going to dribble down. Tierney chasing it, but the frustration, it was so close.
Yes, so near that one. Some good play from Tompkins. Could understand O'Loughlin's decision, but he just didn't execute the skill just quite well enough there.
It gives Hull a free 20 metres. I've been tempted to maybe play the last couple of plays out there, John.
I would agree with you. They've had so little territory, haven't they, Wigan, that they really need to try to camp on the whole line just to build some pressure instead of absorbing it.
It's a very, very decent carry by Chris Green. Ellis. A couple of tackles to go. 20 minutes still to play. Tomovavi put the afterburners on a little, but they cut to hold of him desperately so, but it's another penalty. That was the 5th tackle. And they've given away a penalty at the very worst point, and Danny Houghton immediately tells the referee, we're going to go for 2 here, ref, because these 2 points might be enough to win us the game.
Yeah, I'm with Danny Houghton there, Woodsy.
Yep.
Sneed's been kicking them over with his eyes shut. I'll probably put the jinx on him now, but in a game like this, it gives them 2 scores. They've had an injury break.
But it's the carry, isn't it, Brad? Tremendous carry again by Tomovavi. It forces Flower to illegally try to slow the ball down. And again, as Dave Woods pointed out, tackle 5. My word. That's a heartbreaker.
So Mark Sneed settling the ball on the tee. Averaging over 4 points a game since his signing from Castleford a couple of years ago. Played in that final, of course, for Castleford in 2014, part of that side that really made us open our eyes and be dazzled by Classy Cass.
I remember him getting substituted in that game really early on in the game. Everything's going right for him tonight. Nothing went right for him that day.
He's certainly settled into this whole team this year, hasn't he? Real fans' favourite. He'll be elevated in that favouritism if he gets this. Oh, he does! He does! The flags are up. Sneed's penalty, 4 out of 4, 100% kicking tonight. 16 points to 8. Wigan have to score twice in the last 20 minutes, and in a low-scoring semi-final, that's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy because the possession that Hull have dominated will ensure they've got plenty of energy to defend their own line, should they be called upon to do that. If Wigan snatch this, I'll tell you, it'll be one of the fight backs of all semi-final times.
So Hull bringing it forward without Mahe Fanoa, and Damien, I think you've got news on his injury down there.
Yes, we saw a fantastic response from the medical team here. He's been taken to the medical room for Nua. He's been seen to by a doctor and a paramedic. He's in a neck brace. He was out cold, as you saw. He came round, gave a thumbs up to the Hull supporters, No talk of the hospital yet, but he looks in reasonable shape.
That's lost, knock on by Eamon.
And that's what Wigan wanted. That's possibly the leg up that Wigan needed. But they need to form the scrum in the correct place. Great defence there. Forces the error. And now at long last the time's off.
Real squeezing tackle from Bateman, wasn't it, to make that happen?
They just, I know this sounds crazy in a really high intensity, really high emotional game, and they just need a bit of clarity, Wigan, because I think they've got the game where they can get themselves back into this.
Williams goes left to Tompkins, and Tompkins skipping back on the inside again. Ellis is there. Makes the tackle. Sutton. Ryan Sutton. Sam Powell. Lachlan just to his right, but he goes to Williams, and Smith again throws it back, and Tompkins has to reach, and while he does, out comes that wily reader of attacking plays again. Yeaman gets a hold. Lachlan, Isa left, and Gildart. Couple of tackles to go here. Wigan 10 metres away. Lachlan running it in hard. So last play in this set anyway. Oh, it's very untidy, and the referee says penalty. And again, it's a fifth tackle penalty.
Yeah, well, they've got to just now forget about goal kicks, tap the ball, just build some pressure. You never know how a try might occur. It might be a ricochet, might be a lucky kick, might be a barge over, but just stay up there and work to make something happen.
Bateman. 5 metres away, 4 tackles to go. Spinning it left, Lachlan goes large and long. Tierney patches it, but he had to stop his run to make the catch. So Hull's defenders were out to meet him. They're getting frustrated here.
Yeah, Wigan need numbers in motion, they really do.
Williams skipping away, dummying, and then to Sutton. That's the fifth, here comes the last. Bateman's at dummy half, he's going to go himself here. Bateman realises it closes up, Smith puts the kick in. That's going nowhere. Hull have possession, and Hull survive the moment of drama.
Yeah, that's the element of composure. I'm sure that's what Coach Sean Wayne is saying. It needed to be a structured last tackle play, really. A go-to play that they've been comfortable with all season.
The whole defence was magnificent as well, because Bateman's hard to stop from there. It's hard to criticise him if he sees a hole that he thinks he can get through. But probably looking for a kick play was Coach Wayne. We'll give credit to Hull's defence.
Here's Houghton, 17 minutes to go. To Mavavi, skipping and getting a good pass away, and suddenly there's a marvellous opportunity. Shaw goes wide, Michaels dragged down from behind. Great recovery from the Wigan defence. It's the last play, out it comes to Houghton, spins it along, Sneed now, up to the line, cuts back inside, Ellis down the middle, chopped down, and he'll have to hand it over 5 yards out from the Wigan line.
Well, they've had great success at Hull with inside plays, haven't they? It was the inside play that
Sneed's claiming it was a trip.
Yeah, it is. But both plays there that almost ripped them open. Shaw's at first, it was an inside ball. Tumavavi took it out of the line, he's got support on the inside, that's where they went through. Great support here, and credit as well to the scramble from Gildart and Tompkins. They seem to do it all day.
So Hull have got Wigan on the heels again here, but Wigan looking to punch their way out of trouble. Did that get a touch on the whole player? It was a half-hearted shot for another set there, I think, from one of the Wigan players. And Lachlan spinning it back to the middle. Ellis again putting that left shoulder in.
He's leading him by the front, this Gaz Ellis, isn't he? The last 3 tackles he's been involved in.
Smith to Bateman. They've already got to tackle 4. They're still very deep inside their own half, so Matty Smith knows that they need a clearance. Reined in by Steve Michaels. Over the 20. But not much further.
Tumababi's had a reasonable game on the course. He's got a couple of breaks. He's been incisive down the right-hand side. He's been a perfect foil for Mark Sneyd.
I think he's certainly justified Coach Lee Ratford's decision to pick him in that position.
Moves on! Back 80!
Houghton.
Moves on!
Heavy duty work down the middle here by Hull.
So physical though, the Hull FC side. So big and physical and relentless they've been tonight.
Sam, I need you quicker in this look. Come on.
Sixth is the next.
Don't go early, wait. Go.
They go to the boot. Just a clever kick through again. Game management, to use the modern expression that everybody seems to love.
It was a clever shank, I think you'll find there. I think he mishit it, but I mean, he wanted it to go there and he did all the things, but look at the spin on the ball. And
I think it might have been outside foot, Brian. They practice that, don't they? So seen Jamie Soward do one or two for the London Broncos, and
not in my books they don't. Get the pit boots on and just leather it. That's called dexterity with the foot, isn't it? You can't have that.
Look at the fans. They think they're going to Wembley, David.
Well, they think they're going. They think they're going.
And I think more importantly, the blocks on the field think they're going, but that won't help them. First tackle penalty.
Still 14 minutes left to play.
Wigan just need to inject some energy into the game. They look really tired, as if all this defensive work has taken its toll.
Here's Tortai, a man who can make an impact down the middle.
One move, Danny!
But they have to score twice, remember, Wigan now. They have to score twice. We've got a second ball on the field at the far side.
Well, they've had 17 more tackles on the whole seat of Wigan today. That's virtually 3 sets, and it drains you.
Lachlan to Smith. Here's Bateman. Tompkins. Williams. Gildart, he's going to have a dash and a dart from dummy half. It's Tompkins again here. Lachlan to Smith. And Sargison. His football got him past the first danger there, but he couldn't quite recover to get it any further than that. Bateman again.
The hunting, this Hull FC defence, they are hunting.
Last tackle again. Matty Smith with the kick. And it's a take, and Tumababi always lost it in the tackle. Wigan have it back, another set of 6. Sutton, what about out for a pass from the prop forward?
Well, it's a free play, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a free play.
Yep. And there's the kick, Tompkins is chasing, hits the post, it's anybody's. Eventually it's out of play. And they'll go back to the original knock-on. And go for a knock-on.
Yep.
Scrum down. Wigan.
Yes, just again, good tackle underneath the ball, forced the error, and this was worth doing there. Clever little kick from Williams, almost paid off for Tompkins. I think the lack of energy in Wigan there does just one chaser. 5 Hull FC defenders round the ball, just one Wigan chaser, and that might be an indication of fatigue.
This is a massive set of 6, isn't it? Massive here. If Wigan can get a score back here, the game is wide open again. If Hull hold out, then their confidence soars a little higher. There's the first effort from Bateman. Sargison shifts it to Smith, and now Tortai rattling it forward again.
Move on the line.
Sir Powell stands and waits. 4 tackles in the set to go. Williams, Isa, back to Williams. Searching desperately. O'Loughlin. 3 tackles gone.
Play on, he's pushing forward, 3.
Referee says play on. Bateman again. Bateman takes 4 defenders. Dragged towards him to stop his determined effort to make the line. 2 tackles to go. Sargison to O'Loughlin. Here's Sutton. It's like a bowling ball racing in, but it's another set of 6. It's another penalty.
What was that one for?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Let's just be very careful. He's stepped. You caught him high. Let's keep the tackles lower.
High tackle.
Okay, back here, guys.
Is there even a temptation to go for 2 here? That puts them within striking range.
No, they need a lift. They need an energy lift. And the energy lift will only come if they cross that whitewash.
Tortai.
Well, move, Chris! Jamie, get on the line.
Put down. Another 5 tackles for Hull to survive. These are heroic moments, aren't they? These are moments when cup ties are won and lost, when energy levels are drained. But from somewhere, you have to find something. Either with the ball or without. Smith, oh, Tompkins! Has he knocked on?
No.
Went backwards, Bayman then tried to click it over the top. And was that a little bit of a rush of blood to his brain?
Definitely. It's play 3. He got away, there wasn't a knock on, it did go backwards. Oh, gosh. Who'd play in semi-final?
Yeah, well, you live or die by your decisions, don't you? If you're going to kick on tackle 3, Brian, you've got to come up with something. I think the ref got that right. Went backwards.
Me too.
Just lack of composure there.
But Wigan are not giving up their position, and Hull are not out of trouble just yet, because this is a very big effort in defence now from Wigan. 4 tackles gone and Hull restricted to a bare minimum. That'll help.
But what you've got to realise is Sneed can stick this ball 60 metres and it's all to no avail.
Here he comes, big boot, but it's straight to Tompkins, so he should return it to at least the 40-metre mark, maybe beyond. Oh, he's up to the halfway line and he's got the pass away to Gildart, and Gildart skips away from 1 tackle, runs towards the middle and looks for support. Can't find it just yet, but Wigan are back there.
What a game. What scrambling defence as well from Hull.
Right back where they've been for what seems like an eternity now. Sargison. Manfredi inside for Smith. And Sutton just winds himself up. Powell out of dummy half. Smith carries it in. Williams, the numbers are there! And they've got the try through Willie Isa. Hull's defence finally bridged. This semi-final is not over yet. Not by a long way.
What a game we've got here. Absolutely fantastic entertainment, with 2 sets of players who are giving absolutely everything in their quest for Wembley. They start with the kick return. Tremendous work from Tompkins, pushing up from Gildart. That's the bit of play that injected the energy into the Wigan Warriors. Then later in the tackle count, we've got a good move in dummy half play. The ball shifted there, and Williams, a perfect pass there to Willie Isa. Sucked the defender out of the defensive line, and over Isa goes into the gap.
Well, Powell, Smith and Williams, the pivots, get Isa over the line. Probably Isa thought he was going to try and get himself there, but that's a great score from Wigan on the back of relentless pressure. 2 play, 5 penalties, a knock on, an error by Tumavabi. That's just weight of numbers and weight of pressure and weight of this semi-final.
How much is George Williams coming of age in this semi-final? Big game, big expectations. He's really delivered tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the players out there did a few brain explosions, but you have to say that Williams has been special for Wigan, along with Sam Tompkins has done some great things. Remember, he was his start there that got Gildart through the line. But so have Hull. We've been waxing lyrical about Hull this last 20 minutes.
Hats off to the unbreakable spirit that Wigan have shown to get themselves back. Oh, has he put it wide? Yes, he has. He's put it wide. Well, it is not absolutely devastating a miss, because trying a goal still win. They still had to score a try probably to win the game, but now they could have been within a goal kicking, a penalty of taking the game into golden point.
Well, psychologically that changes everything. We're going to have to keep playing now, because they need to get over the chalk with a try, and Hull will feel out of a little bit of a let-off, I feel.
Well, 8 minutes left, 4 points in it, prize on offer. A Challenge Cup final at Wembley.
8 minutes to go. Who is going to Wembley Stadium in late August? Well, we knew it was going to take a very special effort from one side or the other to get through this particular semi-final. It's taken a very special effort by two sides so far. Is there a winning moment still to come, or do Hull hang on from here?
They're good yards, though. They're good early tackle yards there to the halfway. Tackle 4.
That's Sutton. 10 yards inside Hull territory. Bateman, who looked out on his feet not that long ago. Oh, he's lost it. Lost it. Well, Minicello would suggest he should have been allowed to play on there. Tackle completed, and then the ball was lost. That's what the referees decided.
I'm just about to say on commentary for Hull, don't rely on your defence. And what do they do? I mean, it comes up with the error. What I'm saying, in your mindset, if you're going to try and beat the game out and rely on your defence, it's... Was he? Yeah, I think he dropped that.
He did drop that. It's the physicality of this Hull side, isn't it? When they carry the ball, there's metres after contact, and it's really hard work to put them to ground. And when they defend, the big men, they bend the back, they hit with the shoulder. Every collision is draining against this physically massive Hull FC team.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Yeah, because the tackle's completed. Floodlit Rugby League on BBC Two. What's
Great,
not to like?
Colourful, exciting.
Wait there, guys. Stay on. Fine, guys. Stay there, Matty. Bang properly as we've been doing. Stay in.
Sneed's feed. Hull know that they don't have to score again.
Last one. Move, Sean.
And that was my point before, Woodsy. I'm thinking, just don't rely on your defence. You know, like sit back, and you still got to play and offer something towards Wigan so that they don't just get into that well, we're going to have another crack here. We know we'll get the ball.
Here's Watts, Liam Watts, dragging himself over that halfway line. One of 5 Hull players who played for Hull in the last time they were in a Wembley Cup final, who are playing here tonight. You can add Scott Taylor to that list, but he was playing for Wigan that day. Houghton running out from dummy half. No value in the drop goal at all here, so they're going to try and kick towards the corner to Mavavi. Well, he's just under-paddled that, really, hasn't he? Yeah, but wanted it over the top.
It wasn't the best end of the set, but I'll tell you what, you'd have settled for Wigan playing the ball 8 metres from their own line. You really would.
6 minutes to go. Plenty of time. Wigan will have the ball in their hands. Here's Powell. Running hard by O'Loughlin again. He has the ability to hit one of those long passes as well, but not on that occasion. Williams. Oh, the ball squeezes free. Minicello runs after this. Minicello to win the cup tie. Minicello underneath the sticks. But there's a big but. It's got to be a video referee here. It's got to be a video referee, because for my money he knocked on as he picked it up.
I agree with you totally. I think Williams dropped the ball backwards, and I think Minicello's knocked the ball forward, but we'll soon find out.
Well, I think he said try on the field, hasn't he? I think he said try. Let's hear from the video referee.
So, see what happens on the offload first. Okay, so here we go. So, comes out on impact and goes behind him. Oh, that looks like that hits Minicello's hand. Have you got anything from the other side on that? So that's come out on impact and it's gone behind him. It's not hit a Hull player. So yeah, and that's then hit Minicello's hand. So it's going to be a no try, and it's going to be scrum down, Wigan head and feed. Up near to the Challenge Cup logo, Ben.
It's not finished yet. It's not finished yet. No try.
On the Champions Cup logo.
5 minutes to go. Wigan's head and feet here.
From down, Wigan ball.
So for the majority of the time they have the ball here, John, they will be inside the whole half.
They will, yes, and that's the correct decision. Not about that, that's the correct decision.
Went back, yeah, and then minute mark Mucho's knocked
Whole
off.
fans furious because they felt they should have had head and feet at the scrum. I don't think they would have argued about this is the try. But again, absolutely the right decision for the officials' teams.
Wait there, George!
As Robert as he explained, it came out on impact and went backwards. And then Minicello knocked on, attempting to pick the ball up.
Get in. Back up.
Wow. The nerves are tingling here.
Movement!
What a game.
Two sets of fans who can barely look.
Well, it's no wonder the teams are tired, you know. It's tiring watching this, isn't it? It's so nerve-wracking.
We'll do it all again tomorrow, of course. Warrington against Wakefield. They're sitting wherever they are, hotel rooms, their own homes, watching on tonight, nervous about what they've got ahead of them tomorrow. Well, that'll be a cup tie. Warrington-Wakefield, this is very much a cup tie. Here's Williams, Gildart.
Move!
Tierney. Here's O'Loughlin. Matty Smith, Tompkins. Tompkins with a kick. Manfredis chasing after this. Oh, he waved a hand at it, but he's...
Time off.
Oh, hang on.
Time off. We've got a 20-metre restart.
20-metre restart.
Yeah, just check.
They're just checking this. It's not a try they're looking for here. They're just having a look to see how they restart here.
It's not an actual try decision, but it's just the 2 replays. Okay. Live it looked right, so okay. Nobody's touched the ball.
Into the corner then. There's a good chase from
Still in the field
Manfredi.
of play. Still in the field of play. It's touched the floor. It's a
tap 20.
Go with your
Danny, wait
decision.
there, please. Danny! Dan, wait there! Back on.
So here
Surrender!
we go again.
Stand! That's tackle 1. Go.
By the way, if you're tuning in to watch the Clare Balding Meets show tonight, chatting to a couple of Olympians, that will now be shown on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We're staying with this. And I'm sure Claire won't mind, I'm sure she's watching and enjoying every moment of this. But the Clare Balding Meet show that should be on after us will now be on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We're not peeling our eyes from this.
Well, sometimes rugby league's won on skill, but I'll tell you what, this game is going to be closed out or won by Wigan on the will and the desire to get over the line and get that prize.
Tortai put down right down the middle. 3.5 minutes to go. Smith again. Tompkins, Sargison, flattened. Playing with a broken nose, to remind you. Manfredi back to the middle. Smith, oh, it's O'Loughlin. His pass
forward, is it?
Shows an element of fatigue there. Gildart picks up and bustles in again.
Movement!
2 tackles for Hull to survive. 2 tackles for Wigan to have a real go again. Williams dribbles the kick through, wants to do it in 1, and he's forced another set. Michaels goes dead. It's a drop out underneath the sticks.
Well, they'll take the time, will the black and whites of Hull FC? They really will. Still in the melting pot. Less than 3 minutes to go.
Well, the referee stopped the clock here.
And all of a sudden the possession's gone back towards Wigan. And that might be why they look more energised. That might be why the building pressure. I'll tell you, the prize is big.
Back on.
Well, never mind possession and position. It's all about heart and soul, isn't it, at this stage of the game? Who's got the bigger hearts to see the job through?
One movement!
Tortai put down. Powell picks up from dummy half. Dummies to Bateman, takes it on again. They're within striking range. And 4 tackles to probe and prod. Smith throws a loose pass. They've lost a bit of ground. Tierney loses the ball. Backwards. So they've lost ground. Tompkins. Sutton. He's lost it. Knock on. 2 minutes to go. Wigan will rush here to pack down and stop the clock, I'm sure. But it's in Hull's hands now.
It really is.
Keep the ball away.
You've no doubt Hull FC will be a very, very conservative set. It'll be a very slow set, and I've no doubt the ball will be kicked out of bounds. The last tackle. This is a very, very important defensive play from Danny Houghton, once again assisted by Gareth Ellis. Paul lost in the tackle. Hull FC head and feed.
Boys, come on, let's bang, please. Time's still up, let's bang. Come on. Wait there, please. Sammy, head in. Wait there, Mike, get on time, Matt.
The clock starts as soon as the ball is in the scrum. Yeaman, his ambitions are minimal. Keep the ball right at the top of them. This is Talanoa running the clock down. Wigan should get the ball back. Should get the ball back. There's enough time for them to have at least another 2, maybe 3, 4 tackles here, depending on how well Hull manage this.
Yeah, and how well they finish it. Game management essential, once again.
Ellis.
4. Movement! Sam, stand square.
Halfway. Houghton goes right. Hull are on to tackle 5. They wanted a penalty. Here comes the 6. Sneed wants the touchline, finds the touchline. How quickly do Wigan get together here? How quickly before the referee stops the clock? Now.
Yeah, they'll have
55 seconds for a Challenge Cup semi-final to be won or lost, John Keir.
It certainly is, and you can understand Sneed's decision there. He's had a tremendous game tonight, rolling over the sideline. They tried to eat the clock up through putting it out of bounds, but there's still a full set to defend. And for me, that man there, Mark Sneed, has really achieved a great, great deal tonight.
They're trying to sing them home, but there's a bit of physical work on the field to be done as well. Hull FC are 5 tackles away from Wembley. Wigan are now 50 yards away from rescuing the game. O'Loughlin, Williams, Gildart with a kick and a chase. It's all on this. Shaw picks it up, is put behind the dead ball line. So it's a dropout. How long before the referee stops the clock here?
Well, the touch judges have to get into position. It's to signal the outcome. Get into position.
20 seconds. Man of the match, John, quickly.
Yeah, well, for me, it's got to go to the Hull FC number 7. I think Minicello's had a tremendous game. Gareth Ellis had, but for me, Mark Sneed, with his kicking in the general play and with his goal kicking also, and how he's controlled the game, he deserves to be taking his team on the road to Wembley.
But there are still 20 seconds for someone to potentially write their name into their club's legend. That's a huge kick from Sneed. That's exactly what his side wanted. So a couple of tackles at most here. Sutton takes it in. This will be the last play of the game, unless Wigan score. It's a knock-on! It's a knock-on! And Hull rejoice! Black and white all over. It's been wholehearted from both sides, but it's Hull FC who are going to Wembley for the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup final.
What a magnificent game of rugby league that was. Both teams have absolutely given everything. I do think over the fullness of the 80 minutes, probably the results just right. It's been a close game. Hull FC just shaded it. They had a real purple patch after half-time when they built that lead. But my word, those Wigan Warriors can be proud of their efforts. They hung in there, they came back, and it's just been a classic semi-final of the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup.
Well, the difference on the scoreboard has been minuscule, but the difference in emotions is immeasurable. From the sheer delight of those in black and white, they're on their way to Wembley, and the absolute crushing disappointment of those in cherry and white, who know how close they came and yet were denied that prize. Let's hear from the man of the match, Mark Sneed, who's down there with Damian Johnson.
Yes, just receiving his man of the match, bubbly from Ladbrokes. Mark, Let me just interrupt you for a second. You're in the Challenge Cup final. How does that feel?
Unbelievable. Put that down. Yeah, I'm absolutely just speechless, to be fair. The effort towards that back end was unbelievable. To be able to defend like that against Wigan's just amazing. Yeah.
What did the manager say, the coach say at half time? Because you had to come from behind to win it and dig deep.
Yeah, we kind of knew our defence can hold out against good attacks anyway. We've got a great defence, so it was just a case of keeping patient, not getting a bit carried away and panicking. And obviously it paid off, got a couple of tries.
Were there moments when you thought it wasn't going to be your day, so many efforts disallowed after a video ref decision?
Maybe a little bit, yeah, but we all kept our composure and we played outstanding together, worked for each other, and yeah, buzzing.
Well, congratulations, the Ladbrokes man of the match. Enjoy the final. Lee Radford is with us. Lee, the winning coach, just congratulating Mark. Lee, how does it feel? You're in the final.
Yeah, really pleased, really pleased. Obviously, not a great deal between the two sides. I think I said it obviously before we started, but you know, it really was who wanted it the most towards that back end, and I just felt, you know, we had that little bit extra.
It must have been the talk of your life at half time, wasn't it, as a coach?
We spoke about that special play because there was nothing in between the two teams, and somebody's going to come up with it and somebody's going to be responsible for not coming up with it, and it was really important that we found it, and you know, on a couple of occasions there we'd done that.
I have to ask you, concern about Mahe Fanua, how is he?
I don't know, we'll get a report on him. He didn't look great, did it? So no, we'll have a look at that in a minute and see how he is.
And of course the statistic's going to come up. You've never won at Wembley, and that old chestnut. Chance to put that right now, make a bit of history.
I want to wrong that right. I really do. I want to get this fixed up, put an end to that song, that's for sure.
Lee, congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Gareth Ellis is coming in. Gareth, the winning captain. You've been to Wembley and lost before. You've got another chance now at the age of 35.
Yeah, I know. You sometimes think these opportunities are not going to come, but you know, we've been outstanding all year, and I thought we were outstanding tonight. If we've been a bit critical, probably not clinical enough in that first half, but the effort the boys showed, particularly in defence on our own trial, was absolutely outstanding.
It was a bruising encounter. You looked out on your feet at the end, all of you.
Yeah, we were. Like I said, the effort was unbelievable. You know, we had a lot of work to do. Wigan are a top side, and they really put you under the pump, and we had to do it tough tonight, and I thought we stood up to it.
What kind of advert was that for the game of rugby league?
Well, it was about toughness, or it was about, you know, working hard when you're tired, or that's what it felt like from me anyway. But I just thought it was a great game. Two tough teams, some tough lads out there that really went toe to toe, and just so happy to come out on the right side of the result.
You'll be watching with interest, Warrington or Wakefield?
Yeah, it's you know, nice to see my old club get there, and it would be something special. But just really happy about tonight, and you know, that we're in that final.
Well done, Gareth.
Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.